Hey there, my sexy travelers. It is your favorite cruise specialist, the travel ho ho ho, and the proud owner of Traveler Sexy Travel Agency, here welcoming you to my channel. So, we are on day two, guys, day two of our MSC Divina review. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about a few different things. We're going to be talking about the accommodations. We are going to be talking about the Seaday, and we're also going to be talking about a few extras. All right, so let's just jump right into it. So let's talk about Seaday first. So what is a Seaday? Seaday is a day where you get to just really relax. It's a good day to explore the ship. If you haven't had a chance to do that, once you initially board it, it's a good day to go for a spa treatment. You can hang out by the pools. These are all different things that you can do. Have drinks, find a good spot if you like to read, find a good spot to read in if you like. And it's all sorts of other activities. There's usually trivia. There's some karaoke that's going on. There's shows and other entertainment that is happening all throughout the ship and in different venues. There's also a Sea-Day brunch normally. You go into the dining room and you kind of order from the menu, get what you want, and just enjoy relaxing lunch or brunch, sitting and looking out the window as the ship is sailing. So that is some of the things that you can do on sea days. Again, there's tracks if you're into working out. There's a track you can always walk at the top. Although, trust me, if you're walking anywhere on the ship, you are getting your steps in. Okay. There's also a gym on board. So if you're into working out, then again, you have that option as well. So there's always plenty to do on a sea day. Okay. The other thing that we're going to talk about are the accommodations. Now, with MSC, there's about 5 different categories. And what I'm going to do is to kind of break them down a little bit into each one and kind of tell you what the difference is between the two. So you have your basics as any other cruise line. You have your interior cabins, you have your ocean view cabins, balconies. No, I'm missing interior. I'm sorry, interior, ocean view, yep, balconies. And then MSC goes a little bit further and they have maybe 3 other kind of categories. And one of them is, well, it's actually one is the aria. And then the next one is a deluxe balcony aria, and then there's the suite aria, as well as the MSC Yacht Club, which is basically a ship within a ship. So let's just kind of break this down. So of course you have your basics, your interior, ocean view, and your balcony. It is what it is. If you're not really sure, an ocean view has a porthole or a window where the interior does not. And the balcony has just that, a balcony where you can walk out and sit. There's usually 2 chairs and a table, and depending on where you are at on the ship, some have a longer balcony, which may allow for like even a lounge chair if you want to just kind of sunbathe in your room and on your balcony. Okay, so those are the 3 basic cruises. The three excuse me basic categories of staterooms. Now, when we talk about the deluxe balcony, the Aria, and the Yacht Club, so the Aria, what it allows is a few more perks, is what you get if you are staying in one of the Aria suites or balconies in this case. And usually some of those perks include no charge for delivery to your cabin. And then if you are in the yacht club, it's basically you're kind of off to yourself. There's your own dining room, and there's all these amenities that you have. There's concierge service, all these different things that you don't get in the others. You get to embark and disembark before everyone else. I believe with the new port that they have in Miami, there's also a special lounge and waiting area for those who are staying in the Royal Yacht Club. So those are just some of the different perks and stuff that come along with that. And so, you can make your choice accordingly. All right. So that's a little bit about the accommodations, and we'll get into in maybe the next video we'll kind of talk about the other little different things that go on, but that's the gist of what you get in terms of accommodations on MSC. And the last thing we're going to talk about is some of the extras. So when we talk about extras, what are we talking about? So we have those things that are not included with your cruise fare. Okay, so things like your internet is not included. Gratuities can be included if you want them to. Some people choose to pay the gratuities, include them in the cost of their cruise, and then they will tip extra if they choose to. Or people will have uh, the gratuities removed, and they will pay their own people that they desire to pay within the on board. Excuse me, on board the cruise ship. Um, so you have that. So let's talk about those extras. The other extra is um, putting money on your account. So one of the things that MSC does, and I believe a lot of other cruise lines does this as well, MSC will put a hold on your card for $250. Okay. So be prepared if you're using a credit card or debit card, that they're going to hold on $250, and it could be more depending on how expensive your bill gets. So just be mindful of that, okay? That will happen. And there are kiosks all throughout the ship. I actually think two decks out the ship. I think 5 and 6, I believe, where you can go and you can check your balances and add money to your account, I believe, if you need to do that. But again, you can also do those things at the desk, the customer service desk, and I prefer to kind of do it there as opposed to doing it somewhere else. All right. So that's just one thing you want to remember. So let's jump back to the internet packages. Internet packages, again, depends on, it's always a little bit cheaper if you set these things up before you set sail, because usually once you get on the ship, then the prices will tend to raise up a little bit. So if you can do a prepaid package for the internet, if you must have it, then you're more than welcome to do that. So let's talk about the prices. All right. So for a simple browse, and I believe they also charge, per device as well. But if you just want to do a simple browse, which will get you basically um, all your social media, I believe it's all of your social media basic, yeah, will get you your text and chat access. That's what the basic will get you. Okay, and that runs you about $13 per day, okay, per device. So again, if you're going to be using, 2 devices or 3 devices, then you would pay that price. You would pay that price per day. So for instance, a 2-day internet package for just the browse would cost $11.99 versus if you did it just one device, it would be $12.99. So actually, the more devices that you have, the cheaper it gets per day. All right. Then the other package that they offer is the Browse and Steam. Excuse me, Browse and Stream. I don't know what's wrong with me today. The Browse and Stream pretty much gives you all of what the Browse does, but of course you get more with that. You get access to in-app and video calling, video streaming platforms as well. So your WhatsApps, you can do video and all the other good stuff, and that runs you at about $17.99 again per day per device. Same thing. The more devices, the cheaper it goes. So again, one device is $17.99, 2 devices is $15.99, and 3 devices is $14.99. Again, that is per day, and then it goes from there. Now, the other thing that the MSC also offered was a 24-hour package. So if you didn't want to have it for the entire time that you were there and you just wanted to kind of really do something and kind of get off, they do offer a 24-hour package. And that price for the browse is $21.99. Again, this is just for one device, okay? And then the browse and stream is for $29.99. And again, that's for a 24-hour period. So again, those are some of the things that those extra costs that that are not always included in the cost of your cruise, as well as the other thing. One of the other extras is the beverages. Now, you can buy individual beverages and drinks as well, but again, the drink packages are an extra fee. And you have to really determine, if that works for you. You got to do the math on that. Sometimes for a 7-day cruise, it's a rough estimate. I don't think I looked up the prices on MSC, but on other cruise lines that I've cruised, a drink package can run you for a 7-day cruise about maybe $400 or $500. Could be a little bit more. Could be close to six because the prices have gone up. And you have to get that, unfortunately, for every adult. If you buy it, every adult in your cabin also has to get the drink package. So it can be a little bit expensive if you're talking $600 per person. Then you're looking at an extra $1,200 for two people, and sometimes that could be more than the cost of the actual cruise. So you got to ask yourself, how much are you really drinking, and is it worth the money? If it's worth it, go for it. If not, leave it alone. All right. So listen, guys, that is it. That is day 2. We talked again. We talked about Seadays. We talked about accommodations, and we talked about some of those extras. So I want you guys to stay tuned for day 3, where we're gonna hit our good Lord. I don't know what's wrong with me today. We're gonna stay tuned for our next review, which will be day 3, when we hit our port. I believe our first port of call is Belize. All right. So again, I want to thank you for checking me out. I'm wishing you all peace, blessings, and prosperity. And until the next video, guys, as always, peace.